before he
Oh,
died.
really?
Yep. So we both been in the white or seen the white light. We both
Uh-huh.
been interviewed by J. Allen Hynek. That's weird. He
Yeah.
saw me reading the book. He saw me reading Reese Montgomery's book, Aliens Among Us. Asked me to come back in the back of the airplane because he'd only sit on the bulkhead back by the bathrooms.
Uh-huh.
And I had to ask him why, because I didn't know him from Adam. He passed me by me, and he'd come by me, and the second time I was really starting to feel uncomfortable. Of course, I wasn't bad looking back then, but it was. I could feel him looking at me. You know what it feels like when somebody's staring at you, right?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly
So
what you're talking about.
I was on the outside. I went in the window. I always sit on the outside of the. You have two seats in the airplane. But he walked by and he said, "Excuse me, miss. Do you believe in all that?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "What you reading there?" And he touched the book, and I looked at it, and he said, "Aliens Among Us." I said, "Well, of course I do." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because I've seen them."
Yeah.
But he said, "Would you mind coming back here and talk about me with me?" And I said, "No, I don't want to talk to you." So the third time he came back and got me. But I said, "Okay." But he said, "Ma'am, I'm not going to try to. I just want to find out if he thought about it. It must have been a long trip or something, but he came back by and said, "I just really, really would like to talk to you about that. And what do you do for, And so anyway, I went back and talked to him, and he took my name and stuff. We were going to keep in touch, but he died. So I don't know. I don't know what all's going on, but Calvin, there's more to the world, and certain people know it. And I was one of those that got taken over and over, and I'm still looking for why. I believe that there's different groups out there, and all I can know is what I feel. But I know those people are real, but I believe they're humans, like you said, and some of them are from different groups in other parts of the universe.
Yeah.
Have you made any kind of philosophy for yourself? Because didn't you grow up at least believing in church or the Bible? Because down here in the South, go ahead.
I believe in the Bible. I believe in God to this day. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. And then, but you look around this earth, look at all the different cultures and different races and different people. Then you got some good people, you got some mean, you got some pure damn evil. And, you got your Christians and you got your people, you Buddhist, and then just go on your Muslims. And you have different religions of people. So, it's no doubt in my mind that there's a supreme being over all of it.
That's what I believe. I believe that what I've traced back to Sumer that we can see, because I was an investigator by trade. I wanted to copy my granddaddy. One was a truck driver, but before he was a truck driver, he was a police officer. So I guess it's in my blood or DNA or something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure all this out. But the part about you and me is the fact that somehow we knew about you long, long time ago. And I remember somebody coming up saying, "Did you hear?" And my baby moved in my stomach. And that's why I knew, because she was born January 27th, 1974. And she died from benzene poisoning. She was a real good painter, and she went to FBI buildings and painted for them. Had to have be cleared to do all that. She was a smart girl, but she just died from cancer here this March 16th. But I knew when she was going to die, March 15th. I knew they were calling her. I know things, and I know things before they're going to happen, and driving around curbs before accidents, and driving a big truck, and I knew when one was going to flip in front of me before we were going over the Hoover Dam and stuff like that. I've seen things and known things, and there's something to that. So what is
no doubt in my mind.
Well, what's special about you? You think it's your blood, or because we're all DNA. I think we all got a spark of the. Half of us is immortal, divine, and the other half is like Adam and the man. They took the ape lady or whatever, and I could go into the story my husband told me from his stuff because he had come back here to die. He did the 20 years out and 20 years back here. I spent 20 years with him on here, but I'm still putting together the stories before I write it all.
Well,
what do you think?
I really don't know what to think. It's kind of like I told Philip and I put in the book. All I'm doing is hunting the truth. And one day I feel like that somehow we'll find the truth. No doubt in my mind about it.
Well, you think you're from a certain group, but we both got the light. We both met J. Allen Hynek. And I don't know what else we got in common, but I'd sure like to find out. Now, my daddy taught me to fish from the time I was in Monroe. I can skin catfishes. I did sun perches, but we did mostly little perch and catfish. I've never caught a trout in my life that I can think of, but I had to learn how to skin squirrels and do ducks and cut their heads off. But I don't remember ever doing a deer, but I do know how to do that, and I don't know what else we may have in common. Now, my daddy in Mississippi and Louisiana, now I know they had a place with cotton, and I remember growing up around cotton. What did y'all share crop? Soybean or cotton or what?
Cotton.
Cotton? Same thing?
And
okay.
Nobody really knows how hard it is to pick a 300-pound bag of cotton a day.
I picked
tell you.
I've gotten sore fingers. Did you remember? You tell them about that. It feels like poison, don't it?
It does. And you drag that 300-pound cotton bag around with you, and that's what they expected you to pick in a day was 300 pounds. That's the hardest. Your fingers get to hurting, your hands do. You get cuts on them. And they don't know how blessed they are to have combines and tractors now to do that.
Now, what city was you picking in?
Greenville, Mississippi.
Greenville, Mississippi. Well, right there up around Monroe, Louisiana, is across the bridge in Washita. We had the Washita River right through West Monroe and Monroe, but over Jackson, where the Mississippi ran, down, where Jacksonville, Mississippi is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all cotton fields out there, too, remember?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So all that. And why would people from another level in the universe want us?
Well,
want to copy us?
I don't know. This is still, I'm like you, I'm still on a quest to find the answers. And the way to do it is get out and get involved in the community, because since I've done the book, I've noticed a lot of people's coming forward. There was a lot of eyewitnesses that came forward from that night, and they're good, credible people, but they just didn't want to come forward because the time wasn't right. They would have been ridiculed.
I think that's what it is, because the reason I started doing what I did was people was asking me to. That guy in Canada, how did he hear about me? See, when I was an investigator, law enforcement officer in Texas, and then my family moved from Monroe to Houston. But when I came back in investigation, I worked for Percy Foreman when I was 16. He had like the original Charlie's Angels, but his name was Buddy Hanson. He was sitting in Las Vegas. He went to convention or something, told this guy a story and swore that guy stole his story or took it to a pilot. But I never, that's what Buddy told me, but he was doing some cases for Percy Foreman in Houston. And Percy, I was dancing when they had that oil stuff going on, the oil embargo in Houston. And remember when they'd line up to get the gas? You remember back in the day?
Oh,
when,
yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy Carter was in office.
Yep. And anyway, back then, now this is in 60, This was well. You're still older than me. Let's see, because you're 3 years older. Let's see. I was dancing at the Warwick Hotel, and I broke my tooth. It was for some of them sheiks from Arabia or whatever. The bushes were whining and dining. And when they was whining and dining them, we were supposed to dance. And I was with the Bob Hope crew over at Fort Polk. And but we was the Houston Spinnerettes. We danced and we twirled batons, and I met Sonny and Cher at the Hobby Airport. And anyway, it was a good time. But I broke my tooth, to make a long story short. When we was dancing, the girl pushed up on my back. I pushed up on her back. Third time, she pushed up on my back, and I fell and broke my tooth because they said she pushed too hard. So they blamed her, but the Warwick paid for my tooth to get fixed. So I still got a broken tooth. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with all this. To you, Calvin. Do you? I was just trying to tell you all the way back then. I knowed about you in 74. Well, it happened in October, but my daughter was in my tummy. So how did I learn so quick?
I mean,
what I'm trying to do is find out why did the baby in me know, and then why did we get taken too? But I was, that's why I blamed it on me getting, that I died. In the second grade, I had hepatitis. And they took the blood out of my body. They brought a machine up from New Orleans to clean my blood, and it made me die. So I went out of body, so I had that experience. And then I willed myself to go to White Sands, New Mexico. And I had uncles that worked over there at Los Alamos. And I got to see a UFO type thing and family. It's like the movie Taken, like Steven Spielberg did. But and my family his name's Thomas, lived in Lubbock, Texas. But I tried to put a lot of that stuff together, and I'm just not doing a good job because I'm still looking, well, is it because I died? Or I think my brain wants to know the reason and which groups are taking which people and why. Does that make any sense? I want to know why.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the answer I'm hunting, but I found out the harder you hunt it, the harder it is to come by. If you just kind of kick back and relax a little bit, a lot of times things come to you. And
well, yeah, pieces of it. One came to me recently that in 1988 I worked for Raytheon in the Spa Wars, and that just shocked the heck out of me. I forgot the letter my sister gave me that I wrote to my mama, and when I was living in Hawaii, working for the U.S. Navy. Now there's another piece. I was working, and this don't make sense. How did I get to seeing Bob Hope and dancing and breaking my tooth with all that happening and the gas and the money back then, and then being a law enforcement and being I went out to Africa, I went to England, but these people in Rochester. And it was a big white light, and two red lights came up. One went left way, one the other way. And I saw that. And then me and my kids were chased around Birmingham all the time by UFOs, so they've seen them too. So there's something to us being on this planet, and I think that they check on us because if you go back and look at the old scriptures in Sumer before the Bible, and back in the day they got all these museums, people going through them and reading the text. They had 5 fingers. That's what my husband said. So they did. And so there's still some up there. And I've seen them, and I knew about them, and then I ran across them working with the government. So, and some of them had ESP.
yeah.
So did you do anything with your mind in the second one yet? With your hypnotism?
No, not yet. I'm just kind of getting into it now, and I've got the transcripts and the whole thing, and I'm reading them and trying to figure out what's what. Just taking my time and thinking about it.
Was it somebody reputable that you got there, and you back in Pascagoula now, or where are you staying? In Mobile? Or
No, I'm I'm in Pascagoula, but this person came out of Florida.